the Kotu Secretary General asked, what is he saying? The cartoon on the Standard talks about Raila two frames, what he says and what he means. On one side, we are ODM, who told you ODM will not have a candidate in 2027. First think as ODM. On the second frame, we are in the government, who told you ODM will have a candidate in 2027. First eat as ODM. The stars him on the cartoon on top of a pole showing directions, and it's purely confusion, and everyone down there with with a wheelbarrow full of oranges is looking up to him, wondering what exactly will he say. Same thing, People Daily. It has him and the president inside a vehicle driving towards 2027, and he looks like he's about to jump out of the vehicle, and the president is asking him, hey, you want to jump out while the vehicle is in motion? And he says, keep driving. I am thinking about it. Final word on this, Professor Fred Ogola.
Yeah, first of all, Fred, I agree with my brother here on one occasion that Raila Odinga is the only person capable of creating the third force. You've had since independence that farasi ni mbili. Na inakwanga tu mbili. Because mostly in economies or democracies, people think in two. You are either with the Democrats or Republicans. So in Kenya, we have always had those two sides. And Raila will say, farasi ni mbili. He said it several times. But if Raila runs, for sure, I'm telling you, they'll have a third horse. And the third horse could actually help us to have one term before actually we go for the second round. Because if Raila runs, nobody. Remember when Mudavadi was running, Raila was running, and Uhuru was running, there was a prediction when we were analyzing results that had Mudavadi just crossed the 1 million mark, Uhuru was not going to get 50 plus 1. So the 50 plus 1 magical figure becomes very interesting if Raila runs, because nobody can get it. Even if Raila just announces, I'm running, then he goes to his bedroom and sleeps until the next day we're announcing results, he will carry minimum 3 million votes. And after any candidate has reached 1 million mark, there's no candidate who will get 50 plus 1. That is how it is. And those are the facts. So for that matter, he can create the third force. The second thing which I want to say, which I was trying to disagree with Mheshimiwa here offline, that you are thinking too much about Raila. Raila doesn't think too much long term. When he's saying about 2027, he's looking about how it helps him today. First of all, Raila wants to have a good ODM 20-year celebration. So you want to have it with hope. Raila is one who sells hope the most. If you listen to Raila's speeches, Raila doesn't say anything concrete. He only talks about hope. Hapo mbele tutakuwa sawa ama namna gani? Sawa namna gani? Who knows? Who cares? Is Ruto who goes and start telling you on 3rd of June, I will deliver this number of gas? No, Raila has never promised something precise, which is measurable, and that's why measuring Raila's performance becomes difficult, because will you measure him against what? What does he promise you? Raila will not promise you on Tuesday, I'll bring you this. He'll tell you, around Tuesday, we will see things will be okay. So what will be that? His name's very fuzzy. So Raila Odinga is thinking about, one, the ODM at 20. He wants people to have a good vibe, because there was a lot of division in ODM before this one. Remember, they called for NDC and canceled the NDC. They canceled NDC because it was going to break the party. So he's bringing celebration moods in the room so that Mombasa becomes vibrant and hopeful, people dance and enjoy Orange, so that Orange has hope of going 2027. And then second, Raila is concerned about the by-election. He wants to show ODM has muscle, ODM can field the candidate. If he gets an MP, he gets money, of course. So that's very practical. Raila has always been very practical, very tactical politician. So the fact that you are thinking too much about it, you are just trying to think too much for him. The second last point I have is that why is Raila enjoying all these things? Raila enjoys all these things because in Kenya there's no political party. A political party could have met and taken a position whether they are supporting William Ruto or not. Not one person who wakes up from his bedroom, he says this, we gaze him. We says that, he gaze him. ANC, if ODM was ANC, the oldest party in Africa, is around 113 years, isn't it? It does not flip-flop, but ODM depends on an individual who says what he wants. Okay. If we have meeting CCM, for example, it will work. And then I just want to tell 2 points, Fred, which is very brief. One, No, I'm very brief. That the culture of kinship is dying, therefore Raila's relevance towards 2027 will also diminish. The last point I also have is that we are moving away from tribal mobilization because the Kenyan problem is economic. So we will have more economic mobilization than tribal mobilization.
That's a whole new debate that is yet to be...
No, to the extent, for me, I used to go...
Ideally, we should be moving towards that direction.
I used to go on TV talking about Raila Odinga, isn't it? But now I believe more on who can solve the economic problem. It will never be about who has numbers.
Okay.
And I can tell you, Fred, there are some young people here who actually don't care. Look at how the different generations are thinking about this election. They are thinking about rule of law, human rights, and economy. Those people you are naming have never been standing firm on those three issues I'm talking about.
And we'll talk about that. But for now, we saw that immediately after Raila Odinga was unsuccessful in his quest to be AUC chair,